So, since my last video, I have not felt like I've been in peak shape mentally. It seems that the demonic quantity in my mind, but most importantly, what I'd consider them to be is sentiences. Even though I'm still not really enlightened as to the amount of misguided I may be over this accusation, but big part of me suspects that they're not only sentiences, but they're perhaps the most psychopathically driven nuisances for what they tell me daily. And the truth is I am the kind of person that has an optimistic mindset. I am reasoned, I'm kind, I'm pragmatic. They're not. Evidently, if you ask me, they are the antithesis of what I've ever stood for. It is why this set of accusations functions to the benefit of their identity, meaning that it fits into who they are. But what are these accusations? Well, they're not pleasant. I'd happen to think they're quite terrible for telling me every 5 minutes that I'm going to die 1,000 times over taking a breather, or I'm going to die 5,000 times over taking a step, or however the metric goes really. Is the kind of thing that to deal with it, you have to let go of your element of belief. Because it really does, it really does get quite stressful. But I just ignore it. This makes them happy. They give me a smiley face, and they consider if they should play their condescending routine where, no, I meant sadness all along. I meant the sadness, and I'm so sore. Then they wouldn't even bother finishing the sorry, right? It's a bit too up their alley to be like that. Because the truth is they're pathological and they're lying. So this means you cannot read sell. Generally speaking, it's hard to tell what they really think other than one thing. It's blatantly clear that they want me dead. In fact, they so desperately want me dead that it feels abnormal. In fact, I do not even think that abnormal is the right word. I think abnormal doesn't even summarize it. I think it is the most unusual thing in history. Since I wanted for these past videos of mine to clarify upon the matter of what I'm being haunted with, right? And what it means for my haunting to happen. And I even put up a bright side. Some things that might have been good that would have come out of it, and so on. I even flirted with that. Kind of am just throwing it out the window at this point. Now the dialogue sector has been regurgitated into the very basic emotion of, you sneezed 3,000 deaths. You coughed 10,000 deaths. It's really hectic. It's really discouraging. To you guys, you see this as an honest, open take from a heartfelt man. To them, they see it as you're being a fucking pussy. But I don't think they're really connected to reality anymore, in a way. You know, I still think they function upon the basis of their own opinionated selves. But why do I refer to these voices as if they have sentience? Doesn't it just make it worse for me and all that? Well, that's a suspicion of mine. But the truth is the voices, I cannot deny that. They affect me in such a way, and based on my past experiences and this and that, I can easily decipher that they're based on a very real set of opinions. Now, perhaps they're not literally, perhaps what I'm seeing is not literally the communicator. Perhaps the communicator is marionetting things, as in puppeteering, playing beings like a puppet. But point stands regardless that if any person on this earth has had something to do with what is going on, and if they are, sorry about that, if they are simply being complacent in this matter, or if they are participating themselves in allocating me my, very generous 15,000, 10,000, 5,000, however it goes, really. They'd even make a joke about how, oh, well, the most he said, right? It'll be the most he said, because they're really the most despicable beings that have ever existed. But really, if anyone from this earth is complacent and understands what is going on and does not see the very blatant potential reality behind matters and just acts on the behalf of their own selfishness, I think they deserve jail time. I think they probably deserve that, really. But I haven't been hurt at all. It's just I have no doubt in my mind that every day something is being planned so that I get killed somehow. Because it's not normal anymore. It's really not normal to be experiencing this anymore. There is some kind of curated element. There is some kind of heart, because there is none. I mean, let's just be real about it. There is none. If the act has detrimented itself, if the playing field has detrimented itself to the point that all they can say is that they're going to kill me forever, every second that they speak is about fantasizing about how they're going to kill me, about cutting me up with scissors, or about cutting out my eyes, or it's really perhaps one of the saddest things ever to me right now. To the point that 2 days ago, I kind of went on a hysteric crisis. And I told myself I feel like I'm not helping myself enough. And I just started having this massive crying session. Right, while I was walking down the path. No one else was there, but maybe it was best that way. That would have disrupted someone, I'm sure. But the point is that I cried non-stop for like 2 minutes, and before that, it scared me, and I proclaimed it that I dealt with some kind of post-traumatic stress disorder, I mean, these are beings that talk to me about wanting to melt my face off. So perhaps that would deal me way worse of a hand. But regardless, I think that quite a sad thing, quite a terrifying thing. I just wanted to put this video out there because not only am I honest, but for some reason a part of me feels it will make a difference, as sad as that is. And if you get what I'm implying with that, well, you rock. And I wish for this to stop. I really wish for this to stop at this point. So I will leave it at that. There are beings that have existed that are so horrendous, terrible, But they'd say misguided. I'd say to guide yourselves exactly as they intend to. And their point is very clear and simple. It is to end everyone's lives, not just mine. Let's forget what I'm going through. You know, my mind made proclamations of wanting to help me and having sincerity for me and so on. Lately, it doesn't seem as sure. That's mixed with the fact that, well, maybe I'm being put in quite a threatened position. Now, some of them would say they're just words, why does it matter? Perhaps in the most literal sense it is true. But I like to think that words have meaning. I like to think that words lead to enlightenment and intellect. I like saying that the reason we say things in the first place is because we meant them. Even though it doesn't help me in this case, it still is how I feel. And you want to know what? I'll just put it out there. Regardless of whatever happens. I think the billionaires own the world a lot more than we think. I think the governments own the world a lot more than we think. I think they're telepathically utilizing us. What if the reason that cords were taken out of phones is because Bluetooth headphones are more trackable? They can, since they're powered, instead of being powered by the cord. I swear I've been poisoned by my headphones before. No, and the point is that we live in a crooked world where no one wants to help anyone. And they've put me in this shitty position where it's like I shouldn't want to speak my mind. I shouldn't put the things out there that have happened to me. No, it sucks because I'm a very forgiving person. But at the same time, I recognize when enough is enough. And I fear that they do not have forgiveness in their hearts. I fear that they do not know what it means to forgive. I fear they see an opportune lie as a brilliant grasp, as a brilliant opportunity to keep the motion going, and that's how they see life, and that's that. Justifying one lie with a second lie, right, is a perfect thing to them. Justifying a second lie with a third lie, so on, so on. As long as it all explains itself, and as long as the person leaves them alone, to them it's the same as telling the truth, right? So, there's some thoughts. And it is really, most of all, it's telling. You know, the reason I say that the billionaires and the governments own the world is because, well, there is a telepathic current to our world. Neuralink is not promising in this sense. Neuralink and the other ones, okay, that are like that, they could very easily attack psychics. They've attacked me with like someone who, there's a patient with a Neuralink in his mind, right? I could swear that the Neuralink has attacked me based on the presentations. Like, you have to understand, my trips are not just like nonsense or being told I will be infinitely murdered and all that. Okay. Sometimes things are presented really well, information that is useful. And in this case, it really is beyond the truth, I feel. My headphones have poisoned me. Not only that, my headphones have kept the telepathic game going. I'd remove my headphones, I'd lose half my hallucinations. It's really that bad. I became scared of my headphones. You know, I didn't think I was going to put this out there. Do not feel being given the credence that a human being deserves, especially one who hasn't been committing any crimes. Anyways, take care. I'm going to post this. Long live love, right? Instead of hatred and diseases and demeanment, simply because it probably won't hit you.